everybody, it is Imi from Imy'sAnimals here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on how to keep guinea pigs and rabbits warm in the winter. I've had a lot of people ask me this question over on my Instagram, so if after this you still have questions, send me just a direct message on there and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you may have. My first and one of my main tips is that they should always have a constant supply of hay, whatever time of year it should be, but at winter you should definitely be keeping that supply of hay topped up. Guinea pigs eat to keep themselves warm. It helps generate energy, which helps insulate their body and keep them warm. As well as eating it, they can nest in it as well. So they should always have a good supply of hay. Guinea pigs especially, and rabbits too, are natural grazers, and so they eat to keep warm, and by eating it they generate the energy, which then helps keep their little bodies warm. My second must tip that you should do is that they should always have a closed off area. Whether it's, if you're in a shed, they should always have a little nest box like the one I have here, or in a hutch. They should, usually most hutches have them anyway, a little shut off area with a door without any bars on. Even if they don't have one of these, you should put in some sort of house that they can go in and nest in, that the air doesn't flow freely into it. In there you should always keep a good supply of straw and hay. Hay especially so they don't have to go outside to eat if it is particularly cold, and straw so they can burrow in it. Guinea pigs and rabbits burrow in the wild, and even though they can't quite dig in hay and straw, they still feel very secure once they're underneath and have nested inside something. My third tip, which I'm going to try and encourage everybody to do, is use a tablecloth to cover the front of your hutch. As most of you know, all of your hutches have metal grids across the front and wire where air gets into easily. It helps keep the hutch aerated, and it's good to have that. However, in the winter months it does let the air in very easily, and it means that the guinea pigs are very susceptible to getting too cold, and sometimes guinea pigs can die from being too cold in extreme cases. So make sure guinea pigs are always wrapped up warm. By having a tablecloth over the front, it does stop any drafts getting in, and I use this for most of the year anyway, protect from rain as well so rain doesn't go in there. But during the winter I then layer it up with a curtain or bubble wrap as well. The rabbits have a half an old duvet folded over the front, and the guinea pigs have an old curtain folded down the front, and that blocks out any drafts, and then the tablecloth on top to protect that too, which stops any unwanted cold air getting in and settling in the guinea pig's hutch, which makes them freezing. Now, my fourth tip depends on what sort of bedding you use already. Most people, they use sawdust or wood shavings or just newspaper in their hutch. I usually just do newspaper on the floor, on the bottom and on the top, and then in their nest box they have straw and hay and sawdust. However, over the winter months and when it is cold, I like to use a layer of sawdust across the top as well. The extra sawdust layer adds a little bit more insulation than just your newspaper, and so that when they're walking on the floor it's not as cold, and it just retains a little bit of the heat underneath them, as well as having straw and stuff. My fifth tip, which most of you probably already have and my guinea pigs love, especially Waffle, Waffle dies for a fleece house, is you should put fleece houses and fleece items around the cages. Fleece houses don't let air drafts let them in. They're cozy and warm and soft for guinea pigs to lie on. My guinea pigs tend to wee on all their fleece items, which is a bit annoying, and I don't use them as much, but especially over the winter months I layer them with little blankets inside so I can take that out and wash it. I have a fleece blanket downstairs for them to nest in, and then upstairs I have a pig top house which I bought at a pet show one time. I really recommend using these houses, and I think that they're a really good little way of keeping your guinea pigs warm and insulated, especially if they like nesting and things like that. My next tip is, if they have an outside run or a big inside run, is to put lots of little huts and shelters in their little hidey houses and tunnels. This shelters them from the wind when they're inside or outside. If the wind is blowing, just going into a little shelter will stop the wind completely attacking them and making them cold that way. Some of them have little bases on them and tunnels, meaning that their feet aren't on the cold floor. If they do have an outside run, you definitely do need a few little shelters that they can go and hide in and get away from the weather. Quite an important one for over the winter months is maintaining their diet to get them all their supplements and vitamins that they need. Over the summer months there are loads of fresh fruit and vegetables which are high in vitamin C, which is what guinea pigs really need. However, over the winter months you get more leafy green veg and not as many fresh fruits, and some guinea pigs therefore lack the vitamin C that they get from those. So make sure you are feeding them their pellets. Some people don't like feeding guinea pigs pellets, some people do, and some people feed them little amounts, some people feed them every day. I give my guinea pigs a scoop of pellets every single evening, between 4 of them, and the Burgess Excel pellets are good, and the Nature's Menu, the Rosewood Nature's Menu ones also. the Rosewood Meadows menu one also. They're both high in vitamin C and nutrients and supplements and vitamins that guinea pigs need for over the winter to keep their body going that they don't get from other vegetables. Eating things like kale, spinach, leafy greens and carrots and fruits like pepper are also good too if you can access them. All contain that vitamin C that guinea pigs will lack over the winter months due to seasonal veg not being around. Every day or so they have a few of those vegetables, and their pellets as well will maintain their vitamin levels. My next tip is to make your life as pet owners a little bit easier as well, and that is to put a tiny small toy in your guinea pig's water bottle. Some new water bottles now come with a little floating carrot or something, and that just keeps the water moving at night so that it doesn't freeze over, meaning the guinea pigs can still access it and you can wash it out easily without having to try break the ice inside your bottle. You could even use like a tiny, I don't know, like a littlest pet shop toy, something that is just big enough that it's not going to go down the spout and small enough so it doesn't get wedged in the top of your bottle. The next tip, which is similar to that, is by placing an old sock, whether it's a fluffy sock or just a normal sock, over your water bottle to stop it fully freezing as well. It just acts as a water bottle insulator. You can buy them in the shop, but it's just cheaper to make your own. And my last tip is to weigh your guinea pigs regularly. You should be doing this anyway, but just by weighing them you can notice any fluctuations in their weight, and if they do get too low you should bring them inside until you think they can maintain a good body weight so that they don't get too low and thin and can't cope over the winter. If you do notice some rapid or major fluctuations after taking down their weight, then you should take them to the vet ASAP. If you do have any concerns for their health over the winter, do bring them inside into a separate cage. It'd be good to just have one spare in your garage or something like that, just in case something happens. You need to bring them inside so they're not suffering outside. I hope some of these tips were useful and you're now able to have a happy, healthy winter with your guinea pigs, because it is sure freezing outside every morning when I go out and it's all frosty and you have to do their hay and everything. It hurts my hands so much. Just imagine what it's like for them to be outside if you are keeping your guinea pigs outside. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, give it a thumbs up. If you found it useful, comment down below any other videos you would like to see also. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!